Imagine a king who commanded not just men, but the very forces of nature. A ruler so wealthy that silver in his kingdom was as common as ordinary stones. He was Solomon, the legendary third king of Israel, whose story balances on the edge of divine brilliance and tragic ruin. Before the golden throne, there was chaos. When King David grew old, a fierce battle for the crown erupted among his sons. Blood rushed through the corridors of Jerusalem, but David chose Solomon, his youngest, to succeed him. As a boy king stepping into a den of wolves, Solomon knew he lacked the strength to rule. In the dark of night, the heavens parted. God appeared to him in a dream, offering a single wish. Ask for anything, whether it be the deaths of your enemies, infinite gold, or eternal life, and it shall be yours. But Solomon did not ask for wealth or blood. He asked for an understanding heart to discern between good and evil. Pleased by this selfless request, the Creator granted him a mind sharper than any blade, alongside the very riches and honor he had looked past. Word of his superhuman wisdom spread like wildfire. The true test arrived when two desperate women entered his court, weeping over a single newborn baby. Both claimed to be the biological mother, their arguments tearing the courtroom apart. Solomon listened quietly, then raised his voice, commanding a guard to slice the living child in two and give half to each woman. The crowd gasped in horror. Instantly, the real mother threw herself at the king's feet, begging him to give the child away to the other woman just to save its life, while the liar coldly agreed to the division. Solomon smiled, pointing to the weeping woman. A true mother would rather lose her child to another than see it die. Justice was served. With peace secured, Solomon turned his eyes toward monumental architecture. He set out to build the first temple of Jerusalem, a structure meant to bridge the gap between earth and heaven. Thousands of workers quarried massive white stones, while ships brought precious cedar wood from Lebanon. The interior was lined entirely with pure gold, catching the light like a fallen star. Legend says the construction happened in absolute silence. No iron tool was heard on the site, as if the stones moved by a hidden, supernatural force. His fame crossed vast oceans and barren deserts, reaching the ears of the mysterious Queen of Sheba. Determined to test his mind, she traveled to Jerusalem with a massive caravan bearing gold, rare spices, and precious jewels. She presented the king with intricate riddles and complex puzzles that had baffled the wisest sages of her own land. Solomon answered every question instantly, uncovering hidden truths effortlessly. Standing in his golden court, stunned by his palace and his profound understanding, the queen declared that the reality of his greatness far exceeded the wild rumors she had heard. Yet, the highest peaks often precede the steepest falls. To secure political alliances, Solomon began marrying foreign princesses, eventually accumulating hundreds of wives and concubines. As the years rolled on, these alliances slowly shifted his heart away from his original devotion. To please his wives, the king built altars to pagan deities right on the hills overlooking Jerusalem. The very king who had built the holy temple was now bowing to foreign idols. The divine favor that had lifted Israel to its golden age began to fracture. Whispers of rebellion echoed through the tribes, and adversaries rose from the borders. Solomon, once the wisest man alive, watched his magnificent empire begin to unravel under the weight of his own choices. He died, leaving behind a fractured legacy, and shortly after his passing, his great kingdom split entirely in two. Solomon's life stands as an eternal warning. Wisdom is a brilliant light, But even the brightest light can fade if one loses sight of the foundation that built it. True greatness lies not in how high you rise, but in staying true to the principles that brought you there.